waste time in introducing her so that she can just quickly go straight to our words. So, Ambassador Temitope Odetunde. So, with over 15 years of motivated experience in the pharmacy sector, he is a seasoned professional who has honed expertise across primary and secondary care sector here in UK. His journey has seen excel as a trainer, CQC inspector, NHS 111 professional, and as the head of medicine management for community health services. In her current leadership role, she spearhead initiative for non-medical prescriber, driving resource management, governing compliance, quality improvement, and risk management to new heights. Her tenure at Guy's and St. Thomas Hospital NHS Foundation Trust in UK as lead pharmacist and independent prescriber was marked by the development of a clinical pharmacy service enhancing patient care in Suffolk and Lambeth integrated care services. So please, I won't be able to read all her profile because I want her to quickly deliver so that she can move on to our special meeting this morning. So over to you, ma. Ambassador
Good,
Temitope
good.
Odetunde from United Kingdom.
Thank you so much, Ma. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. No, morning. Sorry. Morning. I'm wishing the day away already. Good morning. Good morning to everyone that is on the call. My deep respect for your everything that you've done and everything you've achieved. A big thank you to Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas Afolalu for this opportunity. I do not take it for granted, and I want to just say a big, massive thank you. Thank you. I'm very grateful. I'm so sorry. I was because I had some commitment. I did ask if I could just input into this wonderful work, and I really want to thank you, Dr. Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth, for this opportunity. I do not take it for granted, and I want to just say massive thank you to you. Thank you so much. In order for me to be able to make sure I don't spend outside of my time, I will share
Yes, you can.
so that it keeps me in time and it keeps me in check. So I'm gonna be sharing, bear with me. Yes. So I wanted to share about a topic called connection and collaboration. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to share about connection and collaboration in something that and is an ongoing thing and is very I think it's very important, especially as we move into this year. We know that this year there is a lot of explosion around technology, around mergers, around things going on, and I think is an interesting topic, especially because I work in the healthcare industry, and a lot is going on about merging healthcare resources so that we can collaborate and create a bigger impact rather than these silos that people are working in, which is not working because we are not able to harness everybody's strengths and skills. So I thought is a very important topic. What I was hoping to talk about today is about minding how we connect. So when we talk about connection, shutting the door gently and ditching or the parasites, because when we have connection, we also have parasites. And I wanted to talk lastly about turning connection into collaboration, which I think is really important. So is in terms of bear with me. In terms of a way of introduction, I'm sure people have heard so many times when they say your network is your net worth. But what does that really mean? It means that the quality and the strength of people we connect with or we associate with, whether they're professional and personal, have a direct impact on our success. It has a direct impact on our opportunity. It has a direct impact even on our mindset. If you connect with people that all they talk about is failure, the reality is that very soon we will start to talk like that. The relationship we build can either elevate us or it can actually drain us. And I'm sure we've had people, I don't know, well, in my life, I've had people in which when they call, is like, I'm not sure I wanted to pick up that call because that call is just going to drain me. And there are people like that that we have to work with them, or they just find a way into our lives. So very important that when we say we are connecting or collaborating, we really need to look at network. So when I'm talking about connection, indirectly I'm talking about network because I felt that is what is about. So in terms of building our connection or building our network, um I was looking at it like thinking about the connection like a web, much like an internet. Each person you know is like a code. And the stronger your connection, the more value you derive from this network. So it's the same that if we connect with people and we really think, okay, this is a great connection, the strength of that is what comes out of it. And it's not to say that it is either positive or negative. That's the reality. And so when we're thinking about it like that, then we need to think about diverse connection. What I mean by that is that we don't just connect with people that look like us. We don't just connect with people that can just do stuff for us. We connect all through from the top, bottom, middle, we connect. The way I look at it is that I always think about it. If I'm not part of somebody's journey, there is no way they're going to invite me to their table of greatness. So I just don't connect with people that are at the top. I connect with people at the bottom because they are on their journey and I will need them to invite me to their table of greatness. So I better connect with them when they're nothing so that when they become something, I was part of their journey. Same thing. I need to connect with somebody at the top. And it also leads me to strategic relationship. I also want to connect with somebody at the top because they will be in the room that I will not be able to get into. And I need them to be my sponsor. I need them to speak on my behalf. I need them to be able to advocate for the things they know I'm good at. And nobody obviously have noticed so far, but they have noticed because they have worked with me. I need to connect with mentors. I need to connect with coaches because I need those connections. I need to connect with children. I need to connect with people who are in uni, who are still fresh. They've got this exciting, they're learning something new that's I'm so busy, I can't learn those things, but they have it fresh and they can. It's one of the reasons why I do like placement students because they come with fresh knowledge that I didn't even know is out there. Not because I'm not keeping up to date, but there's so much going on that you can't see everything. And you need those relationships, you need those connections to be able to do that. So we're looking at diverse connection. We're looking at strategic connection. So connection that are strategic. So we're not just looking at, okay, I'm going to connect with people in the healthcare industry. So when I need somebody in IT, what am I going to do with myself? So we're looking at strategic, we're looking at the future and say, okay, what do I need in the future and who do I need to be in my network? I'm looking at my faith connection. Yes, my faith connection. Yeah, I'm connected to my head of department in church. I'm connected to pastor, but is there other people? Do I need to get connected with the career team? Do I need to get connected? So the connection has to be strategic and also leveraging on our network. So yes, I'm connected to somebody in IT, but the person does he know somebody in finance and do I need to connect with them? So we can leverage on our connection, not just limiting it to that little part that we know. Also, I was thinking about it that actually we're talking about all this connection, but before we actually accept connection, because sometimes there is so much people have um measure their network by how many people they have on their list on their phone book, or how many people is on there. For it, I'm very keen about LinkedIn, and people are very, oh, how many followers I have on LinkedIn. But really and truly, does this person align with my values and goals? Do they actually align? Because I can have people that they're not going where I'm going, they don't see the way I see things, they don't have the same mindset as me. So the point is that why are they in my network? And so when people connect, for instance, on LinkedIn, when people, even on Facebook, when people ask to connect with me, I go into their profile and I go all the way to the first thing they posted, because I want to see their mindset from where they begin. If there's been a changes, there's been a progress, or because people can post Christian stuff, but then when you look at what they've posted in the past, you're thinking, well, I'm not too sure where you belong here, and I'm not too sure if I want to connect with you. Are they bringing value and knowledge or opportunity? There are people who they don't bring anything, they just come, they are collectors. I call them collectors. They're collectors. And there's nothing wrong. We need a balance of everything. But if you have a whole lot of collectors around you, then there's a problem, because they're draining you and they're not giving back. After a while, you will be empty. It's just as simple. Do they challenge me to grow? So I don't want the yes man people around me. I always tell my staff, don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me exactly how it's going. Number one, if you don't tell me how it's going, I can't help you. Number two, if you don't tell me how it's going, you're not helping me, because I'm thinking everything is okay when it's not okay. So do they actually challenge me? So I need people to challenge me. I need people to say, actually, you didn't do that quite right. You could improve on that. I need people who actually, I did it so well, and they say, yeah, I knew you did it so well, but don't get to don't settle on a Lauren. Get on with it. Get on from that feeling cool about yourself, and just get on to the next level. Are they simply an energy drain or someone I admire and respect? And so, and while we are here, I just thought I'll mention something. There are times in which we connect with people, and it's not that they are the nicest people, but they need what they've been where you want to go. And so they're not the nicest people. When you go around them, the way their mannerism, the way they shout, the way they do this is not quite, but the treasure is in them, and you have to connect, and you have to look past that roughness. That's not so nice. And just thought, okay, I need this person. They at the door. And a man of God was shared something, and he says that there are some people, they are gates. You can't go around them. You have to pass through that gate. And they might not be the nice person, but you have to pass through that gate. And he was giving an example of was it Elijah, when the Bible when God went to Elijah and say, my servant is dead, rise up and go and anoint. The reality is that if the guy decide not to rise up and go and anoint, the next king is not going to happen. But God did not, this, he didn't go round this man. He has to come to this man and say, I need you to arise. So there are people that are gateway, and we might not like them, but we have to connect. So we need to think about our network like a garden. Do you want healthy plants that nourish and support each other, or do you want weeds that take up space and block growth? So we really need to look at it like that. Building with purpose. Building a meaningful network requires effort, intentions, and consistency. It is hard work to build network. It takes time to build network. And I'm not just saying time in terms of years and everything, times in terms of how much time you invest in that network, how much time you invest in that network. If you're somebody that want to build network on the social media wise, you have to spend time on the social media to build that network. If you want to build network with people at work, you have to spend time with them. And the reality is that I always tell people, I always tell people, and I'm guilty of it as well. People don't go to Christmas party. Oh, I don't want to go Christmas party. I really don't like what they. The reality is that the network is where the Christmas party is. There are things that are discussed in the Christmas party that is not discussed at work, and you're not going to hear it at work. You will only hear it at the Christmas party. So the reality is that there are times in which we are building, we need to build, and we need to always think about, okay, I have to be intentional about this building. I have to make an effort to build. Like I said, if you want to build a relationship with somebody that they're very rough at the edge, you have to be intentional, and you have to be consistent, because there are some people, they've been burnt so many times, and so when you come and say you want to connect, they want to really make sure you want to connect, and so the few times you go, they won't answer you. They will answer you, and that consistency gives them a guarantee that, okay, you really mean what you want from this relationship, and that helps them to connect. And so it's very important that we don't give up. We put in that effort. If we really want to connect, we put in that effort. I remember a story. It was said that there's this man, he wants to connect with this lawyer, and he keeps going to the lawyer's office, and the lawyer will just walk past him, and he will just walk past him, he will just walk past him. Then one day the lawyer said, okay, come with me. And the lawyer, he was talking whatever he wants to say to the lawyer, this big lawyer, and the guy was just saying his own thing. I mean, they were talking two different things. But actually, he eventually connected with that lawyer, and by just that one connection, he got so many contracts just by the person seeing him, but other people seeing him with this person, because of the credibility the person has built. So I guess what I'm saying is that sometimes people don't want to connect because they've been burnt and they've built credibility, and really and truly they don't want us to mess it up, because people have brand. Everybody is a brand, and nobody wants you to tarnish their brand. And so when you're connecting, we need to be authentic. We need to add value. Nobody wants somebody that does not add value to them. It's very draining. It's very draining. We need to follow up and stay in touch. So it's not like you only call them when you need them. After a while, they will know that this one is a taker. And then when they see your phone, they pretend as if they don't see it. And they make sure they don't read your messages. So there's no two green ticks or two blue ticks on it for you to think they read it. And so they ignore. And we need to be a connector. So it's not just about you connecting, you too need to connect other people. You need to connect other people. Say, for instance, you want to connect with somebody and they're not, maybe you just thought, okay, maybe they're not exactly what I think, but I think my friend actually talked to me about this, and I think they will be a good fit to with this person. Why not? Introduce them. That person might actually now introduce you to somebody else, because if you're a connector, the reality is that other people will help you to connect. And we need to engage beyond work. So it's not about, yeah, what I want to get. Find out about their family. People are really interested if you're interested and you care about them. Parasitic network. I thought I was talking about parasitic. Not all connection are beneficial. I'm sure we all know that. Some relationship drain our energy, some relationship just consume us. So what are the signs? I've mentioned them few times as we're going. Always taking, never giving. Manipulating or guilt tripping behavior. People that they just want to blackmail you to get what they want. Lack of support or encouragement for your growth. So people that, they're like, yes, they call it suck up to people. I don't know how best is to say more than that. But they're not encouraging your growth. They see things out there that they can say, oh, have you thought about this? Or have you seen this going on? Or I saw this poster and I think I thought of you. There is a two-way street. As you connect and you give value, the person give value back to you. So if you see something going on out there that you think it will be benefit to the person you're connected with, share it with them. Because then it's a two-way street. Constant negativity and drama. There are some people, when they come with drama. And nobody likes drama, at least unnecessary ones. And so, we always like to avoid drama. So people don't engage when there's too much drama, there's too much negative. Even if the situation is negative, find a positive thing to say about it. I remember a lady, they said, oh, she's always a positive person, and somebody went to her and say, what did you think about the devil? And she sat there for a while, apparently, and she finally said, I like his tenacity. We still need to find something positive, even when there is negativity, because there are times in which things are really toxic in an environment or something. But looking for the positive also, it gives people of your outlook on how you see life. Feeling exhausted after interaction with them. If you're feeling exhausted when you've interact with somebody, there's something wrong. Because I mean, the Bible say iron sharpen iron. If you're my connection, and I rub mind with you, I should come away from that experience feeling lifted, feeling like I've got something, feeling like I've learned something new. But if somebody come away from us and they feel exhausted, very unlikely they want to connect. And in as much that we are talking about this parasite, we also need to be careful on how we're gonna, you know, let them go in a way. And ending relationship, whether professional or personal, can be really delicate. You want to maintain integrity because you don't want to lie to them, while obviously setting clear boundaries with them. So slowly creating distance will be a way to start, i.e., reduce engagement gradually. So something like, I actually would like to continue. I would like to continue to talk to you, but I have to do other things now. I'm really sorry. I've got to go. And it's about those reduce engagement gradually. If you know you're not ready, or you haven't got the time to speak to the person on the level that you know they want to, there's no point picking up the phone. Um, and we need to be honest but active. If you must address the situation, we need to be respectful. We need to really be respectful. Because somebody is a parasite doesn't mean that we should disrespect them, because really and truly, we might need them. Even if the relationship is ending, like I said, we still have to find something positive. And that's not to say that we're lying. It's just there is always something positive to say, or to find to say about somebody. It can't all be that bad, because really and truly, there was a time that they fulfill a need in our lives, and the relationship was great. Maybe the relationship is no longer beneficial, but what about those positive times? We need to leave the door open, avoiding making final and emotional exits, because we might actually need those people again. They might not be great right now because they're in a bad place, but they might turn their life around. And if we don't jam the door, and we don't burn bridges, we can always come back. And sometimes it's about redirecting and recommending them. If appropriate, we can introduce them to someone else who might be a better fit for their needs, because we might not be the person they need in there. And so, why should your connection lead to collaboration? Which is my second part. The reality is that it's not enough to just have connection. You connect with people because you have mutual needs, or you have mutual respect, or you see them going to the same place as you are going. And so, your relationship should serve a greater purpose than just being a number in a phone book, and things like that. So synergy creates growth. So collaboration amplifies impact, because no one succeeds alone. We can't do. I don't. I've never seen anyone that succeed alone. And even if you have a business, you need people to help you. And if you don't need people to help you, your business, you need a customer to come and buy. So any which way, you need people. So we need synergy. We need that synergy to create growth. Selectivity should breed quality partnership. So, like I said, if we select our connection very well, it means those relationships will already have alignment with our value, our industry, or expertise, and it makes it easier for us to collaborate. it makes it easier for collaboration. And a connection, stagnant connection are wasted opportunity. So if we don't actually collaborate with our connection, they're wasted opportunity, because there is something going on every day in everybody's life that needs support of some form or kind. And the thing is that um it, I'll call myself as an introvert. I'm one of those people. If you don't ask me, I'll be looking, maybe because of my experience or because I've been burnt in the past. And I find that if you don't ask for my advice, I'll keep quiet and look, because I don't want you to be like I forced my advice on you, because I want you also to be accountable. And so sometimes we have connections, there are things happening, but we are not engaging because we thought, okay, I'm not going to ask. I'm waiting for them to ask me. Nobody's going to come and ask. You need to engage and you need to get involved. So why are we struggling to find collaboration? Um, if your connection aren't translating into collaboration, ask yourself this key question. Are you providing value first? So if we are not providing value, so we're not reaching out to people, we're not giving advice, we're not producing content, we're not doing anything. Why should people collaborate? Because they can't see what we're doing. Uh, are we communicating our vision clearly? People don't know what your vision is, so they don't know whether your vision align with what they're doing, where they don't know what new projects you're doing. So how are they gonna collaborate? Do your connection know what you're passionate about or working on? If they don't know, they cannot collaborate. Are you engaging consistently? If they see you, there are some people, like I said, I do LinkedIn a lot. There are some people, they only on LinkedIn when they want to celebrate. Even on Facebook, is the same. They're like, oh yes, it's my birthday, and we don't see you again for another 1 year. So how am I gonna know what you're into? Are you limiting yourself to your immediate circle? We've talked about it. It's not just about I is my challenge. I'm challenging myself this year. That I'm not gonna just limit myself to healthcare. I want to know people in IT. I want to know people in finance. I want to know in people that are entrepreneur. I want to know, because I just don't want to limit myself, because there is something I can learn. There are things that I'm thinking about, and I've thought about it this particular way. And somebody might be able to say, actually, have you thought about it this particular way? But they might not be in my healthcare cycle. And the other thing about healthcare people, that I don't know if people are aware, we are very like, we like to bury ourselves in books, in work. And you need people who lift their heads up and they see what's going on, so that they can tell you, you better lift your head up, because there's something going on and you need to start moving. So how to turn connection into collaboration? Is about identifying the gap. So what is the gap right now? What is the gap right now? It's time to transform passive connection into active collaboration. So what is the gap? And it's about initiating that conversation with intent. Ask insightful question. What's a challenge you're facing right now, and how can I help? So I ask people, because like I said, I'll put my hands up. I'm one of those people. If you don't ask me, I'll just keep quiet, because I felt if you need me, you will ask. If you don't need me, I mean, if you don't ask, it means you don't need me, and I don't want to poke my nose and be like a nuisance. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like me like that in the world, in which if you don't ask them, you won't know whether they can help you or not. It's one of the things that I'm really passionate about, especially when it comes to in black minority and things like that. People wait until their health condition deteriorates. And they have people who are their friends, who are doctors, they won't say anything until things start to deteriorate. But you have those network. Why didn't you ask the question? You don't want them to know your business. I'm not saying we should share our business with everyone, but there are people that they have this knowledge that you're looking for. Why didn't you ask the question? Offer collaboration, not just networking. So propose a small low-risk collaboration, e.g., co-hosting a webinar, writing an article together. There are And I've seen an example of it with Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth, co-authoring a book together. You have somebody that, okay, all these people, they do finance. Why don't you gather together and write a book about finance? And the beautiful thing about that is that people want to read different mind. Plus, you don't need to finance it by yourself because all of you can contribute and it becomes cost effective. Um, I've mentioned earlier to be a connector. If you can't connect directly, introduce them to someone. Show your work. Again, a lot of people they bury their head in their work. They work so hard, and I mean they are very good at what they do, but nobody can see it because they don't post it anywhere. It's not on anywhere on the internet. They don't go to conferences. They don't go anywhere. And one of the things, one of my passion is to go conferences, not because that I always have something to showcase there. I want to be able to challenge my mind. And I go to conferences and two places I always make sure I go to where they pull all their posters because I want to see what people are doing. Yeah, so that I can copy it right for starters. And the second thing is to actually challenge myself that somebody puts that as a poster. I've done that before. It gives me some assurance that I'm on the right line. So we need to showcase, we need to show up, and we need to follow up on the networks as well. So, my final slide is call to action today and take the first step. So, I'm asking that we will audit our network today. We should take 15 minutes to go through our connection, our phone book, Facebook list, and whatever list we've got, and identify at least three people we have not engaged with in a while and reach out to them with a personalized message. Please, it's really painful if you send generic. People know generic, like Christmas and New Year when people send you all those generic message. People know generic, and the moment they see it, they go like, "Oh, this one is not serious," because you're not personalizing it. Because you just told them they're like every other person. People like to feel special. That's the reality. And so by personalizing those messages, it makes them feel special. Ask about their current, their current project that they're doing. Ask about how you can help them. Reach out and start a conversation about potential synergy or their current project, how you might collaborate or support each other, in that project. Even if they're not going to put your name on it, you will have learned something that will take you to whatever else you want to do. Or I always look at it this way, that sometimes I put knowledge in my pocket because I don't need it now, but I might need it on my way to where I'm going. And when I need it, it's there. I just need to go and pull it out. But if you don't collaborate because, oh, that project, they're just gonna use me. I'm not gonna get anything out of it. Yeah, you might not get something now, but you have learned that knowledge, that skill, that model, that framework that they just used. You don't know when you're gonna need that framework. Some of the things that I do now in my leadership role, they are things that I collected on my way. There are things that I have folders. I have things that as of when I was collecting it, I didn't even think I would be doing some of those things I'm doing right now. But I collected them along the way and I use them. I just need to tweak them and update them to 2025. But they're just as relevant as this first time I saw them. The only thing is I just need to tweak them and make sure they're up to date. Offer value before asking for anything in return. We'll talk about that. And set a goal to initiate at least one collaboration within the next month. It is possible. Even if you've got 50 connection, 50, that's 50 people. Then there should be one person who is looking for collaboration, who's thought about an idea and they're thinking, I don't think I can do this by myself. And just you reaching out to them and say, how about we do this together? It might just be what they need and is so crucial. So the way to get started is to quit talking about it and begin doing something about it. So Lastly, in summary, your network is your most valuable asset, so treat it with care. Be intentional about who you let in. Build relationship with purpose. Remove toxic connection when needed. And remember, success is a direct reflection of people you have around you. So very important. Thank you so much. Sorry if I'm rushing and I was talking too I feel I was talking too fast. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm so, so grateful for the opportunity. Thank you, Ma. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. What a valuable information you've shared with us today. I've been seriously curious about knowing more about the connection and the collaboration, and you've really dealt with it the way I want to understand it, and I've really understood it. And I believe that I'm going to put some of it in practice, because sometimes everybody want to connect, everybody want to collaborate, everybody want to what's the other one, network, but we can collaborate with everybody. We cannot collaborate or connect or with everybody, because you might be choosing the wrong group. You might be collaborating with the wrong organization, and you might be in the wrong networking area. So that is the more reason why we should keep learning about this collaboration and connection. And sometimes we treat connection the same way of, we treat connection and network the same time. And it's different. There's difference between networking and connection. In fact, to me, I believe that the first stage, especially when you go to a conference like this, the first stage is network. So what we are doing now is network, bringing all the leaders together. Then the next stage is to assess who will resonate with what you are doing. So that is more reason why we are coming together on this platform, so that we know each other. That's why we know what you're doing. We know your business. We know your capacity. And then the next one is now choose who you are collaborating with or who you are connecting with. So because if you don't connect, you can't collaborate. Because when you connect, you know better about the person and what the person is doing. And then we collaborate. So we don't jump from coming to for networking here, and the next thing you want to do is,
Let's
I want to
collaborate.
collaborate with you. So we can't jump. It's a stages, and I'm glad that you've been able to break it down for us. And I believe that personally, I've gained more as information. I've gained I'm a better understanding about this thing, because we need to. If we are building relationship, this is part of it. In fact, building relationship should be the last, or should be the beginning. I don't know, because building relationship is maintaining the connection you are taking, you are connecting with. Building relationship is getting better understanding of who you are connecting with, who you are associating with, and who you are collaborating with. Am I right, Ambassador Temitope? Because I'm learning too, so I don't know it all. I'm just trying to. So,
I think connection at the beginning obviously is about the connection, but then,
okay.
like I said, the relationship takes time, and you have
Yes.
to be intentional about it as well. Because if you connect with somebody, because sometimes people connect and you say, oh, they want to connect,
Mm.
and then nothing happened after that, and all of a sudden they now come like few months down the line. Oh, I'm doing book launch. Can you come? And I'm thinking,
Exactly. Exactly.
well, there was no relationship. There was connection, yeah, but there
Yeah.
was no relationship. So I'm not too sure why why I should
Because
come
if you
to your
don't
book
build
launch.
that,
What am
if
I
you
meant to
don't,
say there?
yes, if you don't build that relationship to know better of that person, you won't really know what they are going to deliver with you. I mean, deliver for you. So when you build relationship, you know the state, you know, to the state of that person, the state of his mind, and because not everybody you connect with that you want to relate with or collaborate with as well. So, and that is why this Yes You Can international platform is all about. Because people don't understand what really are we doing. Is it another conference somewhere or webinar or masterclass somewhere? No. And as you can see, you can notice as well that majority of leaders on my platform are the people that we've been building relationship for a long time. For example, Dr. Aika, we've been together for almost 5 years. Honorable Frank, I mean, for more than 5 years. I think if it was even before COVID that we connected with. You understand? And I know that recently I connected with Odetunde Odofin, honorable from Nigeria, and also honorable Ambassador Morgan Oshinoga. So you can see, and that is why I have created, I mean, I can do it myself, connecting, building, collaborating, network. I can do it myself. But because I am a transformational leader, so I want everyone in my circle to enjoy that connection. And that's why we created this platform. So that when people come, they see who they want to see, they connect with whom they want to connect with, they collaborate with whom they want to collaborate with, and then keep building the relationship. And now you know the reason why relationship matters. And relationship is what I focus on at Yes You Can International, because it's ongoing. You can't transform overnight. So you need to transform every time. And while you are transforming your relationship, you are tapping the button of connection, collaboration, partnering, and others. So I want to say thank you so much. It's just for me to just get better understanding. I believe my leaders on this platform are doing so.